Welcome to the Philadelphia Museum of Art. The Philadelphia Museum of Art is one of the largest and most renowned art museums within the United States. Founded in 1876, the museum was created to inspire the public through art, education, and culture. This museum houses well over 240,000 pieces of artwork and spans over 2,000 years of history. This museum has a goal to preserve, enhance, interpret, and extend the reach of its great collections, in particular, in the visual arts in general, to an increasingly diverse audience as a source of delight, illumination, and lifelong learning. Now let's take a look at the goddess Durga slaying the buffalo demon, also known as Mahishasuramardini. This well-sculpted piece was created in India in 750 BCE and depicts one of the most well-known Hindu mythology stories known in history. The victory of the goddess Durga over the buffalo demon Mahishasura. This was a demon known to be so powerful that none of the male gods were able to defeat him. For the solution, they decided to combine their energies and created Durga, a goddess of extraordinary strength and power, which is why you see her with several arms. Although this is a battle scene, you can see that Durga is in a calm and controlled state. This symbolizes her divine power and her confidence in overcoming evil forces. Now let's look at Saint Julian the Hospitaller meeting his wife after killing his parents, which is the title of this next painting. This is a painting that was attributed to the Italian Renaissance artist Francia Biggio, who worked in Florence during the early 16th century. This painting illustrates a dramatic moment from the legend of Saint Julian the Hospitaller. According to the story, Julian was told by a prophecy that he would one day kill his parents. Since he was horrified by this prediction, he left home in an attempt to avoid this fate. However, years later, through a tragic misunderstanding, he unknowingly killed his parents after mistaking them for intruders. Perspective and architectural elements are used to create a believable sense of space, which was a common method used during the Renaissance period. These techniques reflect the Renaissance interest in observing the world and portraying human experiences realistically. Let's take a look at this sculpture here called the Man-Lion Avatar of Vishnu Narasimha. This story of Narasimha begins with the Demon King, who had received special blessings that made him nearly impossible to kill. He believed that the protection that he had over him made him invincible and demanded that everybody worship him instead of the gods. However, his son remained devoted to Vishnu. In order to protect his faithful followers and restore balance, Vishnu appeared as Narasimha, who was half lion, half human. This unique form allowed for Vishnu to overcome the conditions of the demon's blessings and giving him the power to defeat him. This was a significant sculpture because it depicted the triumph of good over evil, the protection of faith, and the belief of divine power can restore order when chaos threatens the world. Now we can see a still life painting created by the Dutch artist N.L. Pescher. You may assume that many of these objects were just used to curate a random still life, but many of these objects that were used for these still lives had deeper meanings behind them. The title of the painting comes from a Latin phrase that translates to "all is vanity." With this being said, these paintings were designed to remind the viewers that life is temporary and worldly possessions, wealth, and achievements do not last forever. This painting here also connects to the tradition of cabinets of curiosities, which were collections of rare and fascinating objects assembled by wealthy Europeans during the Renaissance and Baroque periods. This is a painting called At the Moulin Rouge, painted by French artist Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec in the 1890s. This painting is based on the famous Paris nightclub known as Moulin Rouge, a popular gathering place for performers, artists, writers, and members of the Parisian society. This painting was a way to glamorize and romanticize the image of nightlife. Henry was very interested in capturing modern life as it truly existed. He wanted to capture life and all its excitements, as well as the complexities that come with life as well. Notice how some of the figures are particularly cut off by the edges of the painting. This unusual composition was influenced by the photography and Japanese prints, both which were used by popular sources of inspiration for artists during this time period. Now we're going to shift from the Philadelphia Museum of Art to the Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts, also known as PAFA. Founded in 1805, PAFA is the oldest art museum and art school in the United States, located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. PAFA's collection primarily focuses on American art and includes paintings, sculptures, and works on paper from the 18th century to present day. But there also are sculptures that do reflect classical artwork as well. This sculpture called Proserpine was created by artist Harriet Hosmer. According to the myth, Proserpine, a figure from the Roman mythology, was the daughter of Ceres, which was the goddess of agriculture. She was abducted by Pluto, the god of the underworld, and taken to live in his realm. This tragedy led to her mother's grief and caused for the earth to become barren until a compromise was reached, allowing for Proserpine to spend part of the year above ground and the other part underworld. This painting that you see here is called Valley of Santa Isabel, New Granada, painted in 1875 by American artist Frederick Edwin Church. Church was one of the most famous landscape painters of the 19th century and was also a leading teacher of Hudson River School. In this painting, you can see a lush valley, which is now known as Columbia. During the time, it was known as New Granada. Church was an artist renowned for his meticulous attention to detail. He often included tiny figures in his paintings to emphasize the vastness of the surrounding space, a technique that was typically done in romantic artwork.